What's up, listeners? Welcome back to another episode of the Jaftaf Show, and we are the Jaftafs.
Yes, boys and girls, today we're discussing about an amazing movie called Dead Poet Society from the director Truman Show, Peter Weir.
Yes,
Yes.
nice, nice. Well, I had both of my experience great, whether it was Truman Show or whether it is Dead Poets Society. So, how was yours? I'm talking about the Dead Poets Society.
Yeah, even in fact, before this recording, I got to know that this is the same director from the Truman Show. Even I didn't know. But yeah, like initially before watching this movie or before recording this podcast, you just told me this might not be a better movie to watch, but it kind of stayed with me, and I enjoyed it. Like initially first 4 to 5 to 6 7 minutes, I thought what's going on because it started very slow paced, but because obviously like they started with the uh, that what do you say ceremony sort of where children are coming getting enrolled to new class. So I was like, okay, fine. Then slowly when uh, Mr. Keaton came on screen, then slowly the story started taking place. And yeah, man, like uh, I just started with no belief that I would enjoy this movie, but this movie will have a separate place with me. And yeah, man, like I'll rewatch it again and again so that I want to keep this movie inside me. So yeah. So what about you?
Nice. So, dude, like La La Land, I woke up early and I just thought, let's watch the movie.
Uh,
And it was 5 a.m. I guess 4:30 it was there, and I thought, what should I do? What should I do? Should I sleep? Should I watch the movie?
yeah.
And then I was like, let's watch it, man. Eventually, I can sleep in my office.
Mm.
So dude, I started watching this movie around 5 a.m. in the morning, and the best part of the dawn is that it's so calm,
Yes,
it's so
yes.
quiet,
In fact,
right?
in fact, even I woke up early today, so even I experienced like okay, I'm just disturbing you. Like I'll just complete in 1 minute. So
Yeah, yeah, get
after
it.
after like so many days, I saw how morning looks. Yeah, you can carry
Well,
on. You can carry on.
yeah, yeah. So I started watching it at 5 a.m. and you know, it was a coincidence that the calmness of my environment was very much matching the environment of the movie. And
Yes.
you know how it started with the candle shot, right? And then the ceremony sequence. Every students are coming and it is going you that school vibe that we have left a long time ago,
Yes,
like you
yes.
have to follow rules and stuff. You have, when you are in hostel, there's this warden, your teachers, and obviously this high school is comparative is different from other high schools what
Mm,
shown in the movie, right? So like they have a like code of conduct, whatever it is, they have a uniform, right?
mm,
So it was in the beginning only, it is giving you that vibe that yes, you are in a place where restrictions are there.
yes.
Okay, okay. But but those restrictions are very, very small in front of the restrictions that the people are going to face in this movie,
Mm,
right? Those restrictions, those limitations, who are going to stop them for achieving their goal,
mm, mm,
right? And that is what movie actually showed us very, very perfectly.
mm.
And Robin Williams, dude.
Yeah.
I saw this actor in Jumanji when
Ah, yes, yes,
Jumanji
yes,
came,
yes.
right? Right,
Yeah.
you remember? So at that time, we didn't know that his name is
Yes,
Robin
yes.
Williams and what kind of actor.
Yeah.
We were just entertained by the movie because Jumanji at that time when movie came, when I saw, so it was very creative concept. There is this game, people are going inside
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
and all. Uh,
In fact, I remember like when I was a kid, like I used to ask mom like where can we find Jumanji board game? She was like, I don't know. We don't get this in India. Then 10 years passed. Yeah, that's it.
And the benchmark that that movie
Yeah, yeah,
made, it was never achieved in after movies like the Jumanjis that came.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So what I was saying is that when Mr. Keaton comes in the screen,
Mm.
you know, you can feel that aura.
Yes.
You can feel that aura like this guy is a little different. He is going to be different. That's it. You know, before watching this movie, I don't know, like I used to hate poetry. I have my personal
Yeah,
reasons. I have my
I know
personal
this.
reasons. Yeah, I have
Benjamin
my personal,
Button.
I have my personal reasons that I hate poetry. I
Yeah.
used to hate poetry so much. I was like, but after watching this movie actually, especially the sequence you remember where Keaton was pushing whom? Todd in the class that you gotta say something
Ha, ha, ha.
when you are in the class, you gotta say something,
Yeah,
and he starts
yeah.
doing the poetry, right?
That was
And
so
everybody
amazing
was
scene.
shocked that how good he is, you know.
Yes.
So at that particular shot, in that particular sequence, what I've realized that what can be the reasons to create poetry,
Mm.
you know, you know, you should not, I guess the perspective of me getting introduced to poetry was kinda bad,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But but how the perspective of mine, even watching this movie, before watching this movie, I was discussing with myself, shit, man, I'm going to hate this because I don't even like the poetry, and we are going to talk about the movie called Dead Poet Society,
Yeah.
right? So it is going to be a bad dream for me, but eventually, while I was watching this movie, I got so motivated about yes, man, the poetry is basically writing your experience in a very different way,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And they don't have to rhyme every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So right, so from that sequence, that is what I've learned
Mm-hmm.
from that when Todd started doing the poetry. So from that sequence, I've learned that you need not to rhyme, you need not to be a lover, you have to be a uh, human.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Like,
Like
yeah,
to you have to express yourself properly.
yeah. Like just like Mr. Keaton said, like we write poetry because we are part of the human society, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are passionate about romance, beauty, love, right? And yeah, romance, beauty, love. And there was this one more thing I am forgetting, because there were four elements that he said: romance, beauty, love, and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter anyways. But yeah, it's just, yeah, it changed my perspective about the poetry part, and I'm glad about it. I'm still not talking about the movie aspects, the visual aspects. I'm just saying what my experience was,
Mm-hmm.
and I was so glad that I was watching this movie in the morning because it was so calm and quiet. And
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't know, dude. I guess you should also try that. And it also depends on the movie that you are watching,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because just like La La Land, Dead
Yeah.
Poet Society, these are more thematic movies,
Yes,
right?
yes.
It is more thematic movies, more artistic movies. So I
Yes.
guess these kind of movies where calmness is so much, right? I guess you should watch at the time of dawn
Yeah.
because
In
I
fact,
don't know, dude. It just works. It just
I
works.
usually watch movies morning shows itself. Like I once I told you, like I went to Avatar 2 at 6:30 a.m. So yeah, it's amazing to watch movies early morning because it keeps you pumped up whole day. So yeah, like prob
But you know what? The perspective that I'm saying is just when you went to watch Avatar in cinemas, right?
yeah.
Right. I'm saying when you are calm and quiet, where you are feeling that you are in
Mm-hmm.
dawn, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that way I'm saying just like nobody is awake,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
and it is very unusual. Like, why the hell are you watching the movie at 5 a.m.
Correct,
when
correct.
you have to go to office, right?
Yeah.
But still, it works, man.
Yeah.
Dawn is a great thing. Not the album. Album
Yeah.
is also great. I'm
Yes.
just saying that Dawn.
Yes. Yes. So, where do I start from? Like, I don't know. Like, where do I start
Very
from?
short pickup. And okay, I'll give you a push. Tell me about, my favorite, one of my favorite sequences of this movie,
Yeah.
when these six decide, all the boys decide to find out that cave, to
Hmm.
search that cave where they're gonna have their puts. So I loved that sequence
Yeah.
where these kids
Cinematic.
are going into fog,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then the music is also playing a very great role there.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, dude, what do you think about that particular sequence, and the
So,
chemistry between students and teacher? I mean, the teacher,
yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Keaton.
Okay. So, before going to that shot, I would like to say something that initially when this movie started, like it kind of gave me Harry Potter vibes. That uh, the the place where they were studying and the place where they were staying. So it reminded me, and the color scheme, the geography where the building was there. It kind of gave me Hogwarts vibes, but obviously Hogwarts was more darker, more mysterious. But this was like a like a good version of it. So yeah, it kind of reminded me of that. And yeah, like obviously it's a boys' hostel, so you won't see a lot of glamour in this. But yeah, but but yeah, like obviously Keaton is there, so Mr. Keaton is there. So obviously, but I have to say, like whenever Mr. Keaton used to come on screen, I used to be curious that okay, now what is the thing he's gonna teach kids, or what is the thing he gonna do on screen now? Because every time whenever he comes to the screen, whatever he presents, uh, I see that he adds small amount of value and goes. And next time when he comes back on screen, like he adds some more value to it. So basically he was like adding value as a compounding thing, which resulted him in his favor at the end of the movie, where everyone like they kind of stood on the bench, and they kind of gave respect, or they were like yeah, I know it's like he said that if you have what do you say, if you have guts, or like if you're daring enough, then you stand up on the desk. So it kind of he like all the students were kind of giving tribute to their teacher. So uh, yeah, man, like that scene was so good. So I loved that. So one more thing, like entire whatever start to the middle, what was going on, uh there was not any fancy camera moments, or there was not a lot of like complex shots. But when that night sequence came and everyone was sleeping, and these kids gave some dog food to the dog, and dog was not doing anything, and they left. From that scene, like suddenly, my mind shifted more towards the movie, because it was going simple. It was going on one scale. But suddenly, when they come out of the school, suddenly the cinematography part of the film becomes so cinematic that it looks crazy. It doesn't feel that it's a part of the film. So yeah, like I enjoyed it. Like I don't know how they disappeared it. Did they fade out the characters, or like that is how they shot it? So and I'm curious how they did that. But the shot where they're wearing the hoodies kind of thing, it looked very very gothic, and very scary and very cinematic at the same time. So and even the crazy is like second time when they go to the what do you say, cave, and everyone like they sing a song, and they repeat the song, and they come out. So that's actually good that everyone is enjoying it. I mean, everyone tries pipe for the first time. So it kind of reminded me of my days when I used to do go out with people and try out stuffs. So yeah, man, like. Crazy.
One more thing that I liked about that particular sequence is it was a time when nobody has cell phones. So
Yeah.
people used to talk, people
Yes.
used to explore. Uh, I was obviously thinking like, how come these guys are so curious about this? Obviously, these guys are passionate about things. These guys are good at their stuff, but there is something called motivation about a particular thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you don't have anything else to fuck around your time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have girls in your school, right? You don't have internet there, you don't have phones, whatever. There's no technology there. All is there is a phone, and you might be having once a week to talk to your parents, and obviously you are not going to talk to your parents every single day.
Yeah.
So that was great that what was making them motivated about the poetry part. I was telling you that what are those four words? Romance, love, beauty, and poetry. How can I forget the
Uh,
poetry? Yeah, of poetry is the part of
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, so yeah, and all these characters who were part of the Dead Poet Society, I'm talking about the boys, that these guys somehow chasing one of these feelings, right? Romance, love, beauty, poetry, right? Todd was wanted to be a poet, right? And Knox wanted to have love in his life. Neil, because these three characters were the main, and Neil was a person who was
Six
basically
characters.
doing yeah, means these three were the
Ha.
main.
Ha.
Means I guess these three were the
Ha.
upfront
Ha.
people
Ha. Ha.
who have shown like their different passion. Like Knox wanted to have that girl, Todd wanted to write poetry, and Neil wanted to become an actor. So
Mm-hmm.
all these three actually showed that yeah, we are pursuing uh, one of these feelings, and all the six guys who were all the people who were part of the Deadpool Society, they were rebellious.
Mm-hmm.
They were more liberal. You can see in their body language,
Yeah.
they right, and how they want to pursue things. Neil is one of the character that I liked. He was always like the captain of the team,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
He is
Yes.
always upfront, and he always optimistic. Even with Todd, he was always extrovert about the things like you should do this, you should become the part of the Dead Poet Society, right?
Mm-hmm.
And imagine if Todd would have never gone there to become a Dead Poet, part of the Dead Poet Society, he might not be able to explore the part of him who wants to become a poet, right? And and all these this movie actually shows us that in the pursuit of career, in the pursuit of a sophisticated life, we are forgetting what life is all about,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just like Keaton said that lawyer, engineer, doctor,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
are not noble pursuits. They help you to sustain life. But romance, love, beauty, right,
Yeah.
and poetry, these are the things that happen to make you live your life.
Yes. Yes.
So that is when he said this, I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You know, Even if it is about making movies, even if it is about writing screenplay, direction, that's what we do,
Mm-hmm.
right? We 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 do these things not to sustain but to live. That's why it became our passion in the first place, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Even if you talk about the Jaftaf show, you know, it is not like we are doing it to sustain ourselves, right?
Yes.
It was never about that. It is something that we do passionately coming from office, and when we know we have something to talk and a platform to talk about, and we
Yes.
are we are not half bad at that. You
Yes.
know, I'm telling you, we are not half bad at
Yeah.
this. It's just
I
it's just a
I
matter of time, dude.
Yeah, I kind of treat Jaftaf show as a time capsule that whatever we have thoughts in our mind at during this point of time, we store it and keep it and present to the world. And like 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line, we come back to the time capsule and revisit the video. We get to know that okay, back then I had these thoughts. Back then I used to be like this. We used to be like this, and from there to there. So yeah, man, like I treat this as like this.
Yeah. So when I was watching this movie, these thoughts were coming in my mind.
Yes,
It,
yes.
it's about passion. It's about the doing the things that you love, that will help you to live more.
Hmm.
Sustainability is very, very important. There is no question about it. And that's why Keaton said that these are noble pursuits. People should do that. It's just there has to be people in the world who kept on reminding you
Hmm.
what makes us human,
Yeah.
right? What lets us connect to the, I used to think like these poets used to write these things so deeply. I don't know. Even I was thinking like obviously when we talk about the movies, we also go thoroughly about things.
Yeah.
But still
In
I'm
fact,
hitting the poetry,
in fact,
right?
we even
But
uh, like we shot William Shakespeare's Hamlet. So even yeah, du du
yeah, means
during
it's
our
part
college
it's
days.
a play.
Yeah.
It's I would say,
Yeah.
yeah, it was part of the play. But I'm telling you that I was before watching this movie, I was not able to accept that. I was
Hmm.
like, there are some things that you hate in your life, and poetry is one of that. So I guess I'm going to keep it that way. But
Hmm.
while I was watching this movie in those 2 hours, my mind changed, dude. My mind
Yeah,
changed.
yeah.
I I didn't even took a single break while watching this movie. I continuously watched it because the story was very, very simple. And
Finally.
usually you know me how I
Yeah.
watch movies.
So for the
You
audience, I'm
should
gonna
like
say you like okay, this guy right here, he doesn't watch movie like and what one go. He watches it like an episode, like first episode, two, second episode, third episode. One day I was like looking at him like, bro, how do you watch movies like this? Like movies, it's like one piece. You have to complete it one time. So,
But literally, dude, I was like, I guess that's was what one of the positive aspect of watching the movie in the morning,
yeah,
because there's this one thing in my mind that I have to complete the movie before going to office, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
and and then the time is so calming and it is so silence that yeah, man,
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
I can go forward with it. Okay. So yeah, dude, the story was very simple. The characters are there, but it actually teaches you the way of living. You know,
hmm,
you kept on pursuing these careers. You might do pretty good at that. It's just, do you enjoy it,
hmm,
right? Right.
true.
Why do you watch movies to enjoy? Why do you sing to enjoy? Why do you talk to enjoy? Right? But we are the people not like that. No, we want to pursue our careers to do things that we love.
Hmm.
And that is the perspective Keaton had. That is what he wanted Neil to do in the first place.
Yes.
Everybody to do. Todd, right? So
Hmm.
and none of these guys wanted to become a poet.
Yeah.
Means their life were not leading. Neil's father, he was a total dick,
Yeah.
and he wanted him to become a doctor.
I mean, like,
And
I kind of didn't like Neil's father's character because he kind of like had his own thoughts that whatever I didn't pursue or whatever I couldn't do that okay okay, now my son is gonna fulfill it. But eventually his son didn't want to be puppet, so he kind of didn't choose what his father was telling him to go and to achieve. But yeah, man, like obviously back then all this Dead Poor Society kids, they were pretty young, so they didn't have that knowledge that okay, it's not like it's not like you have come to the end
what
of the
is
life.
right? Yeah, so you're 17. Yeah,
Yeah,
what is right? That's why these guys got manipulated by the principal
yeah,
that you
yeah.
should sign against Keaton, right? Yeah.
So obviously, like, uh, I wish like Neil shouldn't die in this movie, but he was a good character. But obviously, because of his father, he took his own life. But uh,
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
agree. I agree with that point. Like,
Yeah.
I was also thinking like the movie is not going with the pace where a character is going to die,
Yes, yes,
but
yes.
eventually it happens.
Yeah.
Eventually it happens, and I guess, but still, dude, the way they showed that sequence and the
Ah.
reaction of the
They
characters,
were
and
building
then
the scene.
and and then after 15 minutes the movie got finished, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
After Neil's death, I guess in 15 minutes the movie got finished.
Yeah.
But I guess the good point is that Neil was able to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
I'll come to the same point that, like,
Mm.
I was telling of the same thing that before dying, that I'm happy that Neil achieved that whatever possible way that he could achieve on that scale or that platform or that time. He did his best, and uh, we as an audience, we could see that Neil was really proud of himself. That okay, this is where I stand, this is where I belong, and this is how much capable I am, and he just wanted to prove the world. So he did best. Like I could just see in his eyes that okay, he's really proud that whatever he did, and people around him they supported him. And
Yeah,
you know what, I was actually looking forward that Neil is gonna become something great, and Neil is gonna like take over the group, and
yeah.
like but suddenly
Even when his father came, right?
yeah,
Even when
yeah.
his father came, I thought, I guess things are going to change.
Yes, yes,
His
yes.
father's perspective is going to change. This,
Father is gonna come and say, Neil, son, I was wrong. Lel, you focus on your
yeah,
career.
means whatever.
I'm like, dude, like, why the hell did Neil do this? And
This sequence reminded me of what happened with Jackson in season 2 in Sex
oh,
Education. Right. I was imagining that things would have turned out that way, that his parents are just like
ah,
Jackson parents were became more understandable towards Jackson, that if you want to do that, if you don't want to do swimming,
yeah.
right,
When he breaks
just
his
keep it that
this
way.
thing,
Yeah.
fingers.
Means when he acted,
Hmm.
that
Ah,
changed
okay, okay, the
his
acting,
parent,
okay, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
the acting part, because he
Ah,
also wanted to do that, and Neil also wanted to do that, so that was making it so relatable.
mhm.
So that made me motivated to think that maybe his father, after watching him, maybe his
Mhm.
mind is going to change, right?
Yeah,
But his father tried his best to become a dick.
yeah.
He first let him do that, so that he
He
proved
was
himself that he could do it very
yeah.
great. And yeah,
He was kind of orthodox guy, and he was like dominating person that okay, like you have to do this, you have no option. So like because of that scene I started hating that character more. Obviously this character was introduced like more earlier in this movie, but eventually when this that scene came, and where Neil was not there, even his friend, like I guess Todd, I guess, if I'm not wrong. Uh, I don't know, like one of his friend, like he was so into depressed, sad that he kind of like ran away from that scene where all the students were gathering around. I don't know
yeah,
who was it, but
yeah. Todd,
yeah,
Todd.
yeah,
Todd, you were talking about when it was snowing
yeah,
and
yes, yes,
everybody came
yes,
out, and
yes,
Todd was saying how beautiful it is.
yes,
You
yes.
know, from the beginning only, we see that how dominating Neil's father was. And
Mhm,
when Knox was, when he told him that you should not become the editor of the school, uh,
mhm,
right? And because you have to pursue, how much effort we have given to make you like take you till here. And I guess it was, 1939, means
mhm,
according to the movie, the story, I guess, is 1939, because the school was open in 1839. Sorry,
mhm.
59. I don't know. I'm not sure. 59 or 39. I'm not sure. It's just, it was the scenario is like when it's almost 80 years, man. 80
Yeah,
years.
yes,
Yeah. 80, 90 years.
yeah,
So, well, the movie came in 1989, but the
89.
scenario they were showing, it was like around 80, 90 years back. So
Okay.
it is very obvious that, yeah, dads would be like that. Nobody would have wanted their like kids, because
Mostly that time it was a patriarchal society, so. obviously this is how the
World War Two was about to start, or sorry, was finished. I
Mm,
got it. Why it was like that? I'll tell you. After the World War Two in America, there was this, American dream. They say there was
mm,
this American dream. You are coming to America and living the American dream.
yeah.
At that time, American dream was having a job, a
Mm.
house, a wife.
Actually,
This,
when
this was and
if you actually talk about this American dream, like I remember, like I used to, like I read few things about this time when I heard that during this time that American government used to push America and used to produce films and do things to show that, to show all the part of the world that okay, when you come to America you have your dream. So back then, if you remember when this was happening, you must have seen a lot of happy films or happy shows where they show America as like the safest place, as a dream place.
even the commercials were like
Yes,
that, dude.
yes, yes,
Right? You guys should buy this fridge or this thing. This
yeah,
will make
yeah,
your life easy and stuff.
yes,
So
yes,
that way, so that can also be the reason for Neil's father to become so much influenced that at least he will be having a good life, a
mm,
sustainable life, right? That is what, but life is not, sustainability is very, very important to make you alive. But I
mm,
guess at last, if you're not happy about it, dude,
yeah, yeah,
people say that you should live in a real world, but I guess even if you want to live in a real world, you should not kill yourself while
mm,
living,
yes,
right?
yes, yes,
It doesn't mean that give up your career and start doing whatever you think, poetry and stuff. No, dude. It's just whatever makes you happy.
yeah.
That is what it is all about.
Like watching the Jaftaf show. So
Yes, yes.
yes, so
Well,
yes,
eventually it's going to grow anyways.
yes,
So, And yeah, guys, Dead Poet Society is a very simple, light-hearted movie, but
mm,
there are a lot of things to learn from it.
yeah, yeah,
Lot of things. We can talk about this, like how visually appealing the shots are, how are the compositions were, right? We talk about this thing almost every movie
yes,
when
yes,
the technical part is very, very important. But after watching Dead Poet Society, it's changed my perspective towards poetry.
yeah.
I was also motivated, like if the right motivation is there, poetry can be done. I can also do poetry.
Uh,
It's not about becoming an expert in it. It's just doing it,
yeah.
right?
This is the reason this movie got an Oscar in screenplay. So
Yeah.
yeah, obviously,
I
man. Like,
guess one of the reason why this movie also, it is just my assumption,
mm,
why this movie got an Academy Award for screenplay, just because of the dialogues.
mm, mm, mm,
Dialogues uh, that they delivered in the movie, the sayings that they used, the relatable factors, like because of the dialogues, if you listen to them carefully, you will find like uh, how beautiful life is,
mm, mm,
you know, right? So,
yeah,
because the dialogues are very, very deep, very intellectual,
yeah.
I must say, very
Yeah,
intellectual.
like for me, like the moment where I became like a fan of like Keaton's, not William, but as a character, as the character Keaton, is when like the first time when he says, "Okay, kids, open your book," you just tear the introduction part, like everyone tears it, and then he just says that what is the reason to tear this like introduction part. He tells the kids that you can't rate or you can't like judge a poem with because it's like I think he said something that it's all like different scenario, something like that, but
Yeah, some.
it made sense when I was watching
Mhm.
the film because obviously like imagine you meet a person or you go to a new place just by the intro and like the first time when you meet a person, just by like 2 minutes 3 minutes introduction, you can't like judge a person like because
Mhm.
I have seen that so many people I met in my life, initially they were kind of very good or very bad, but initially when like the thing grow, they kind of changed, or they kind of like grow themselves. Uh, like the people who you meet bad at like you feel it's bad, but initially when you grow with them,
Mhm.
or like few months or few years passed, you get to know, okay, this was not the person who I met him, like, or met her. So it kind of, so that's what I'm saying. Like this movie is like, it kind of gives you a reality check that what's going on in life, and I'm kind of shocked that in 1989 they kind of had this vision, and they portrayed this in films. So when you know what, like when you look at this movie, it's a very simple movie, but when you deep dive into this, you get to know it has a lot of hidden meanings, and it's pretty heavy-hearted movie. Like it's very heavy movie when you look at, when you properly get into this universe. Yeah.
You know, the part that you are talking about, you know, when Neil first time read that part where poetry was defined into two parallels,
Uh,
right? He was making a
yeah,
graph
yeah, yeah.
and explaining
And
the
and
poetry,
and that
uh,
guy, he was
yeah.
drawing.
So the yeah, he was drawing it and he had to tear it. So, you know, when I was listening to that fact, no, I also understood, yeah, whatever is written is right only. That
Yeah.
you have to be motivated with the artistic feeling in the poetry or something like that. There was some logic to it, you know. And then when he said to tear it, I was like, shit, because I was into that thought. You know,
Mhm.
whatever Neil is reading, it was not half bad, the saying, because I was also influenced by that saying. That I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, this is true about the poetry, that you have to make a balance between the creative part and the rhythmic part and the artistry part and the motivation. Then he said it is wrong. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, that's nice. That you cannot scale the creativity, dude. You actually cannot scale the creativity.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Because creativity is about a new perspective always.
Mm.
And when there is a new perspective, how can you compare those two? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Obviously, there are technical aspects when you talk about a movie, that yeah, this movie is great and this movie is not great. Right. But when there is a creative thought, right, you can say, yeah, yeah, this is different and that is different.
Yeah.
So
And
scaling it up is
uh,
not the right way.
okay. So I have one more take for this movie, that you remember like the scene where uh, like the Keating, John's character said that students, like when you stand up on this platform, you view world like the single way, or like you view the world how everyone sees it. But when you step on the table, like you see a different perspective. So, and he told that everyone to come on the table and see how the perspective you see when you stand up on this table. So that time one thought came to my mind, that it reminded me of uh, Jitu's character from Coda Factory, because
Yeah.
even he had the same quality of John, because I remember like Jesus' character is a good teacher, but he used to not teach from the book, like completely from the book. He used to teach uh, subjects, but in a way that students apply this in real life, so that they kind of take this value to till end of their life, or till end of the exams. So it kind of reminded me that these both teachers had same quality. So it kind of made me more happy that, okay,
Yeah.
like these both are
Makes
like
sense. Yeah, definitely.
crazy. Yeah, like
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's just uh, both one is teaching poetry and one is teaching physics.
yes.
But the approach towards the subjects
Mhm.
was same, to make the students comfortable
Yes, yes.
with the subject, right? You know, so that they do not fear it in the
Mm.
first place. Let's not fear it. Let's not make it boring, but connect it to your heart, just like Jitu did.
Mm.
He in the first time when he met to the I don't know what Vaibhav, yeah,
Mm.
Vaibhav. And when he met Vaibhav, he told him that uh, uh, why you need to be motivated, right? And so many things he told him about
Mm.
that. And but he also gave him perspective, like what are the changes you need to make inside,
Mm.
right? It's just not just about the studying part, but you gotta keep on sitting, whether you want to or not. You
21
gotta keep it
days.
schedule it 21 days, right? And 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 you gotta, whatever you want to resist,
Mm.
you got to keep it coming, you
Yes,
know
yes.
and that's how you kept in the lane.
Mm.
But here, Keaton told you that being in a lane is a good thing. It's just don't forget that why are you living? You
Mm.
know, if you find that motivation somewhere else, pursue that. Because Vaibhav was finding his passion in achieving IIT, right?
Mm.
In all these entrance exams, and eventually he's following his heart because he got a good teacher, right?
Mm.
And same thing happened with all these six musketeers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Who got a great teacher who was giving
And
him
one
perspective,
and
like,
one got and crazy chick.
yeah, yeah, dude, well, beauty is just, love. He pursued it. And
Yeah,
Knox was
yeah,
one hell of a guy who kept himself, you know. And yeah, man, Chris was nice. I must say,
yeah,
Chris was the girl's name. Yeah.
yeah. She she she,
Yes,
she was
Chris was great.
she was nice actually.
But you actually don't even think about it when you go through from the
Yeah,
from the entire movie. You'll be like we are also
yeah.
chasers like these boys,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And we also
Imagine,
like
imagine
figure out
like,
things.
even if this school had like boys and girls, like the normal school, probably then what do you say, like what's the name? Chris character would have more impact or more story. But obviously it's a boys' school, so it's focused on boys. But yeah, man, like many of the boys can relate what these boys are going through in the film. And yeah, end of the day, you don't look at the girl if whoever she is, like Chris. So yeah, man, like always focus on,
Have you
yeah.
have you watched Udan? Udan.
No, no, no.
Okay, dude, you should. It is not like this,
Mm-hmm.
but it is because uh, Kota Factory and Dead Bird Society is about having a good teacher,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But Udan is a movie about having a passion in life.
Okay, okay.
Okay, okay, and so the hostel part also is one of the
Mm-hmm.
sequence of the movie, but I guess we should talk about the movie called Udan,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because Udan like is one of the gems that Indian film received, like modern
Mm-hmm.
Indian film received.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie came in 2009 probably,
Mm-hmm.
9 or 10 probably. And at that time, they were able to give, that movie was breaking all the stereotypes in it. Like
Who was the main
you're
characters?
gonna watch, if you're gonna watch it. I don't even remember the name of the cast, but you remember the guy who used to come in Adalat. There was a series called Adalat, who
Uh,
was the advocate.
KD
KD role is
Pathak.
there. He's in the negative role in that, and he
Okay, okay,
actually won Filmfare Award for best
okay,
negative role because he did it pretty good.
okay.
Literally, the cast of the movie, the story of the movie is very real, dude.
Mm.
You are not going to say that, just like, have you watched a movie called Oe Lucky Lucky Oe?
No, no.
no, dude. So one of the cast of the movie is in Udan.
Okay, okay.
So, dude, you know, Udan in the you will be able to see through things. Like yeah, man. Some guys have
Mm,
a bad luck to have a father like that. And they gotta they gotta just pull it through. And you'll be very happy how the movie leads.
okay,
Very, very happy how the movie leads. And and uh, and it is all about the dream and being happy.
okay.
You know, if you have a passion to be happy, no, you
Mm,
are going to follow it. You are, it is, I would say that it's a passion about your things that you want to do in your life. But
mm,
what is the inner motivation? Outer motivation is always there, but how strong your inner motivation that I'm not going to give up on my happiness.
mm.
Eventually, everybody's inner motivation is being happy, right?
Yes.
So, in that movie, you can see like how important it is for the protagonist to follow his heart.
We
And that guy wanted to become a poet.
I think like we will talk about this because now I'm kind of
Yeah,
excited to
definitely.
talk about this movie and watch
Mm.
this movie. So
Because the protagonist wanted to become a poet.
okay,
And
okay.
yeah. So yeah, man, it's I would tell you one thing. Deal's father told him that tomorrow I'm taking you off from this school and you are
Mm,
going to military school.
yeah, yeah.
Imagine if that would have happened.
Mm.
Udan is that.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. So I think we need to discuss and I need to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
It would be crazy.
So now if after this you will connect from that movie so much.
Mhm.
Now I'm understanding like how much Udan is connected to Dead Poet Society. I would have never imagined that. Shit.
I mean,
And
like,
I was never
yeah.
expecting that we gonna talk that long for this movie.
Like I never had that what do you say hostel experience, but always I wish that I have hostel experience or I stay away from house. But I kind of miss that because a lot of people they like during the school days itself they have this hostel experience. But yeah, like now I don't think about this because I'm kind of I just do my own shit. But yeah, during my school days, I used to think, oh damn, it used to be so cool. People used to stay in hostel, away from house, like everything you can do on your own. There's no one to. But yeah, man, like, but I think that hostel phase is what I didn't experience, but it's okay, not a big deal.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah,
it's just part of the life. It's
yeah,
just if you have it, you just have it.
yes,
You know,
yes, yes,
yeah, and it is one of the unique experience of like being a college.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I would say like in India, most of the students usually experience
Mm,
hostel life when they are in college.
mm,
There are many students who experience hostel in their school as well,
mm, mm,
right? If they are in a military school or something like that. But yes, hostel is one of hell of an experience
mm.
because we'll talk about that experience some other time. I'm going to share like a lot of things
Okay,
and that podcast is going to be in Hindi
yeah.
because that way like our audience can also relate because I guess there are people who are subscribers of our channel are were with me in the hostel.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
if they're
They
gonna listen to it, they're
they
gonna they're
they
gonna
gonna
laugh
get
at that.
excited.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because because yeah, man, it was
Yeah, yeah.
and it's been around 8 years since I
Uh,
was in hostel, and still these guys call me and tell me that Harsh, like really had a great time when we were there. You should have
mm,
stayed more because I changed my college. But
mm.
it was just 1 year when I was in hostel. But dude, it
Okay,
was
so you
it
had only
was
1 year of your life there.
in hostel. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Means
Okay.
means after my school, I went there for graduation. I should have I was supposed to stay for 3 years,
Uh,
but then I got a better college next year. So
Uh,
I was like, let's just go somewhere else, you
yeah,
know. So I was, but yeah, now I look back, I just remember the
yeah.
good stuff.
Then later, fast forward in life, you came to YouTube wood.
Yeah, whatever. But dude, now we see like yeah man, hostel life, and because
Yeah.
when you live in these kind of scenarios,
Yeah.
there you actually make friends for your life.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna experience that, because the people that you live with, you're gonna fucking hate them, you're gonna abuse them too much, like what is that, but you're gonna know them, and that is what is going to make you their best friend, because you know them,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
So because there's no wall, like everything about this guy. And yeah dude, it's one hell of experience to live in hostel, and
Mm-hmm.
when you also face a ragging together. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
dude, those were the days, dude. We sometimes our seniors used to call us at 10:30 at night. One of they'll catch one of the junior
Mm-hmm.
and tell him to take all the juniors in the main area, or
Okay.
in somebody's room, and there we have to introduce ourselves, like
Mm-hmm.
from where are from. And there are these certain rules where you cannot use short forms, and you
Okay.
have to tell one of,
So,
yeah, and
is this a reality? It happens. Like,
yeah, yeah,
okay,
that
okay.
that is what I'm telling you, that like seniors are like, you don't have to use short forms, either speak in English or speak in Hindi,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you are saying that you like to do something, you have to show them that you like to do something. So there was this one guy
Mm-hmm.
who said that I like to play dholak.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody was like, there is no dholak. And once actually seniors took care of dholak from somewhere, and they made him like play around 1:30 at all. And I was in my room. They called him specially for that
Uh,
introduction. So didn't used to call it ragging. They used to call it intro.
okay,
That
okay.
intro is about to happen. They never said it that it's a ragging.
Uh,
So they called him for the intro, and his in the room where they were, it was just under my room.
mm-hmm.
So in the bottom floor, and I was like, at 1:30, I was like, where's this dholak sound is coming at that night? And then after some days, I got to know that
Mm-hmm.
those guys actually. But yeah, dude, it was in the beginning days when seniors was trying to become seniors.
What,
And
what,
after
what,
some,
what did they do for you? Like,
I was pretty straight in this thing. Whenever the intro was starting, somebody saying, I like to sing, I like to do this and that. And then when they are not able to do it,
yeah.
then seniors are taking their asses. And that's
Uh,
so whenever my chance come, I was like, I like to dance,
uh,
and I know how to dance, so I just do it for just 20-30 seconds. I just do it, and they'll be
uh,
like, okay, you come aside next. And I was like, shit, I'm saved, fuck, I'm saved.
uh,
Literally it was, because I have seen the things gone bad.
mm,
How seniors, like, when they pick somebody, they just pick it. Why are you not standing straight?
mm,
Without any reason, these seniors will be like, and sometimes we guys were also frustrated about it.
mm,
Like, shit, man, we are never going to do that. We are never going to do that. But that time actually never came, because after the year,
mm.
I just came back, and there was some fun part to it. And like, we used to laugh about these things, like how silly these things are.
Mm,
These guys are making us to do, but yeah, man, it was one of hell of a time,
mm,
because the people we got to know, these are the people are still connected to me. And these guys are telling me that, dude, you are doing pretty great. You are doing this podcast. It is great that seeing you doing something
mm.
like that. So yeah, man, at that time you
Yes.
used to hate those scenarios, but when you look back, just like Tony Stark said to
Mm,
Howard in Endgame, like, my father was tough on me, but when I look back, I just remember the good stuff. So
yes,
still, dude,
yes.
these kind of experiences are like that only. That when
Mm,
you look back, you are like, oh, I just remember the good stuff, man. you
Mm.
know, and you try to become so straight that no, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to smoke, right? And to be honest, I never did.
Mm.
When I was there, I never did. I was so glad that like when I was away from my home, I never did that. But let's not talk about this thing, you know.
Let
But I'm
let's not talk over this at least on YouTube because
yes.
yeah,
So yeah, it was one of a hell of experience, and I would suggest you that if
yeah.
in future, if you know, if you kind of have this relatable thing, obviously it won't be comparable to the hostel thing because
Mm.
there you are living with your friends,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Your
yeah.
classmates but you should go on solo trips. And
Mm.
you should stay like in hostels, like where you don't know the people who are living with in your room. So
Mm.
there you'll be having a some kind of similar experiences because you're going to live for some days with the people that you don't even know,
Mm.
right? So that way you can have that feeling. And college life and school life, college life and hostel life is like an adventure journey only.
Mm.
There you're gonna laugh about things and stuff when they are past.
Nice.
So yeah, man, it was great. If I'm going to talk to these guys, I'm going to definitely share those this particular episode because
Yeah, yeah.
I'm and it is very great that the hostel is one of the part of this movie where these
Mm.
boys used to live. And because of hostel, how much discussion we are having right now, I'm just so amazed. And
Mm.
to be honest, I never expected that this particular movie is going to drag the discussion so much.
Mm.
I guess we should
Nice.
end it. It is going to get dragged. I guess we should end it.
Yeah, it's already
Guys, just
it's already 1 hour
yeah,
now.
yeah. It's
But 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 but
guys.
but to be honest, like I mean, I'm kind of enjoying because I never got to like experience college life because everything it was around my house itself. So when I hear the stories, I was like, okay, fine, this is amazing, this is amazing. But now I don't think about hostel life because you know it's not a part of life now. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's just it was supposed to happen when it was
yes,
supposed to happen.
yes, yes,
If
yes,
it didn't happen, there are
yeah,
many
yeah,
things to do in life. It's not just the
yes,
hostel part.
yes,
There are
yes,
we need to make so many movies, dude. At that time,
yes,
we will be
eh,
out there with new people, with new cast and crew. There you
yes,
create your experience. Who's gonna
yes,
stop it there?
true, true, true.
Right? So so it's just part of the
Mm,
journey that you sometimes get. I came early from hostel. After when I came back, these guys were telling me that, dude,
mm,
you left, like you should have been here.
mm.
So and one of my schoolmate, he used to live with, he was in hostel. And even right now when he is working, he is still living with those his college mates. I mean, these guys are sharing flat
Okay, okay.
because look how habitual these guys become
Mm,
of each other. That yeah,
true,
we
true.
guys can live together. Obviously, it's affordability is also a
Mm,
thing, but yeah, compatibility is very very important when you are living with somebody. And
mm.
yeah, dude, I guess we
That's
should end
that's
it.
that's crazy. Yeah, man.
It's
Like we'll
it's
just
I guess I don't wanna drag this thing
yeah.
more.
I think we'll just tell our final thoughts about Dead Post Society and we'll just come to an end. So yeah, if you have any final thoughts, like how would you end this? And we'll
So,
just come to the climax
whole
part.
soul, yeah, the whole soul, the movie tells you about to pursue your dreams, whether you want to
Mm.
become an engineer, whether you want to become a doctor. Which is poetry, because the movie was about poets. Poetry became the main agenda. Like, it's not like Neil wanted to become a poet. It's like Knox the person who wanted to become a poet.
Mm.
So, are you still there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So. So Todd wanted to become a poet. It's not
Hmm.
like everybody was seeking to become a poet. Just poetry motivated them to chase those feelings that make you alive,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And I got also inspired from it, and that is what my take about the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I would look at this movie as that uh, whatever you do or whatever you become in life, you always have to have a good mentor, or you have to have a second person who is more superior than you, not in a bad way, but like mentally superior than you, so that he or she will guide you in every bad or good situations, so that you don't end up following falling like in the trap what you created, or the trap what might come up in the future for you. So Keaton played a very big role in this kids' lives. Obviously, if this movie had part two, we could have expected that this kids kind of give tribute to their teacher, or they they we see that they could have shown this all this setting, uh, like what do you say, all this cast in a new setting where even the Keatons and all these characters are one. So it's a possibility that they come together once more, not in this school, but somewhere in the future. I could imagine that all these people, like, now they met as a roommates, they could have started a new life, or like hopefully they're married, and one fine day they meet Mr. Keaton's in their wedding, or then they might have a discussion. Okay, we did this, we did that. So yeah, like obviously, I think everyone should have a person like Keaton, that who treats you as like uh, no, not treating, but it, what do you say, like gives you a POV that you never had. So I just love that character, bro.
Yeah, at least teach you to be motivated about your
Yes,
things,
yes,
about your passion.
yeah,
It's like having a guru in your life.
yes, yes, yes,
There are difference between teacher and guru.
yes,
Teacher teaches you the logical facts and stuff, but guru is a person who teaches you how to live your life,
yes, yes,
to become to become a human. So yeah,
yeah,
for me, who was that.
yeah,
So Sami sir and Uday sir were the people who actually, and yeah,
yes.
these guys still are, and I'm glad that
Hmm.
I'm still connected to these guys, and obviously I'm going to keep on exploring people who are going to teach me, you know.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, yeah,
dude, let's not drag it, I guess. I'm enjoying this episode. I don't know
yeah,
why I'm liking talking about
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
things are coming up front because of this movie.
yeah.
And
We will
yeah,
we'll
just
obviously will
please.
we'll obviously have episode where we're gonna talk to 5 to 6 hours. That day we're just gonna bring a table of snacks and soft drinks behind us, and we're gonna just sit and relax and talk. There, like, we're gonna discuss so many topics. It won't be movies, but it's gonna be like more like a day in life of Jaftafs, or like what exactly these people are and how do they live. Not completely revealing it, because obviously we need to do this. So
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
small glimpse part,
Mm.
something like that.
So yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
yes,
and yeah, dude, yeah, let's
yeah,
see.
yes. So boys and girls, we've come to the end of the section, the podcast, the Jaftaf show. You
Yes.
tell us what you guys liked about this movie, and what you liked about this episode, and yeah, like tell us your experience, like what you did in your school days, and we'll be eager to read your comments and let us know what episode should we bring on future
You know,
episodes. Yes.
now I think, how many activities these guys were offered in their school. if these things would have offered me in my school, I would have led my life in a very different way. But
Mhm.
the schooling system,
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah.
Let's talk about that
Let's not do
sometime.
that.
But yeah, guys, like and subscribe our channel and comment Captain or Captain
Yes.
if you have came so far, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, it's been hell of a ride, I would say. It was great talking about this movie and
Yes.
all the things that we have talked about.
Yes. More things gonna become. More things are gonna be coming. And stay tuned. And peace out.